Hi there everyone, and welcome back to the Sakhir International Circuit for FP2 here in Bahrain. We are here at the Sakhir International Circuit in what is set to be an interesting practice session after yesterday's FP1. It is a track that is 5.412 kilometers in length, and it is a very interesting circuit. And there may be a little bit of lag during this stream, so I'm just going to be testing a few things. So I want to be able to look at the live timing during the sessions, but I've had to turn the stream quality a little bit down, but it shouldn't be too noticeable. But this is just to make it so the stream can be the best it can be. But what did you make of FP1 yesterday?
Yeah, kind of as usual, I suppose.
Well, it's only race 2, so you can't really say there is a usual yet. But, of course, one other thing, obviously, we did see Marco Epos drive the car yesterday, in the Speedtech car yesterday, but Elliot Everson to come back in the car, so he'll get his first running of the weekend, this weekend. But at the moment, it seems like Woodesty really does have the upper. He just really seems to have taken, in Melbourne that we saw, he just seems to have taken that momentum he had towards the back end of last season into this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely looking on top at the moment. And it'll be tough for him to win here because Moores was good here last year and they had a very good battle.
Yeah,
so it'll be tough for
he
him
has
to
actually
win
won the last 2 races around here as Alex Moores. So, Alex Moores does have good history around here, but if he wins round here, that could really bode well for the rest of the season. He really has had a good start to the year, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's been domination so far. Obviously, it's only one race, but a really positive start for him in Australia. Now we're looking to keep that going.
Yep. Of course, we have the... So it should be underway now, shortly. Let's move that off the screen. So now we're into qualifying. Well, not qualifying, practice. Because the session that's actually used for practice sessions is qualifying. But I'm doing this just so I can look at the live races, which may be really interesting to look at, since we are like to see some long runs. So the green light is about to come on this practice session here at Sakhir. And on comes the green light now. No immediate activity. We do have some activity now. It's the Baranasso and the Tobe. It's Tom Mungle who's going out on track first. I think I heard another car out there. I did hear another car out there, and it does appear we do have a bit of lag, unfortunately, on this. I think so I'll have to change the screen share settings. So I have to screen share from OBS. So it's Tom Mungle who's first. I'm trying to see what happens here. Yeah, I'm going to look at OBS, screen share OBS. Shame, because I prefer to be able to look at the live timing. But for qualifying, I am going to have my laptop, and I will need you to look at the live timing a lot to read into some of the long run times. And But it was the Speedtech who did come out onto the track first. That's why I heard a Masterforce powered car ahead. Have you noticed any of the different engine sounds this year?
Yeah. There's a different tone between the 3 engine manufacturers.
It is Bex Howie who's first out on track. But what do you think that's going to affect? Because in terms of the actual weekend, because the teams have already had 4 hours worth of testing round here. Do you think that's going to affect them going into this weekend?
Yeah, it'll just mean that they're more well adapted to the track, and it kind of means that these sessions aren't actually as important as say as they were in Australia, because they know the cars, how they behave around this track anyway, and the stint lengths they can do on each tyre. So kind of just makes these sessions not as useful really, but still interesting to see what happens. Long running is good running.
So you're looking at Bex Howie in the Speedtech. Looking from the helicopter camera, it's very interesting to watch. I need to remove these scenes just to make it so there's less lag. I need to remove all the scenes, to be honest. As into the final corner goes Bex Howie to cross the line. 31.6 for Bex. Duran improves with a 27.2. Of course, we're not sure what tyres everyone's on yet, because some of them could be on mediums, some of them could be on softs. Essie goes to the top on a 26.3. His teammate Alex Moore is on track. I'll need you to look at what tyres everyone's on, James, because I don't know. Alex Moore's getting really backed up there. So, what tyres is everybody on?
Hang on.
We're running on board with Alex Moores at the moment. So at the moment, Alex Moores who leads the way. Or not Alex Moores, Wesley that leads the way. I don't know why it's actually recording something. Hopefully that. As across the line goes Alex Moores, he goes second in the 26.7, but he did get a little bit held up on that lap. So, a lap that could have been better for him. Have you been able to get the live timing up?
Yeah. So we've got Esley, Duran, Coombs, Woodall on the mediums.
Without Alex Moores.
Milliner is on the mediums. I did it one by one, so O'Driscoll was on the mediums. Buchan is on the mediums.
And so we're looking at Kieran Hardy.
Legit is on the mediums. Vandegala's on the mediums. David Bland is on the mediums, so that's everyone on the mediums so far that I've gone down through.
I've got a lot of lag, I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to have to close this. Hopefully this will reduce the lag.
Mungle. Guess what? He's on the mediums.
Is he?
Yep. Julian is on softs. So
Wow, interesting.
all in mediums. now everyone's setting laps. It's hard to get these people all up on the thing.
You haven't said what tyres Alex Moores is on.
Alex Moores is on the softs.
Alex Moores on the softs. Of course, he did get held up on his lap, so not really surprising that it's a bit down. I just have to do a little bit of changes to this. To stream, so I had to stop streaming for a sec just to edit the call now. I know that was a very small outage. But would SC currently topping the timesheets at the moment? But it is a really beautiful setting here, isn't it? That we have.
Yeah, it was very nice under the lights. Cars look really nice.
Because here you're looking, it's the helicopter camera looks brilliant around here as well, doesn't it?
Mm.
It's good that we've got that addition for this year, isn't it?
Yeah. Gets a good view for battles when cars go side by side.
Yeah, we saw in the CGP3 race like an hour ago. Yeah, if you did miss the CGP3 race, if you want to know the result, if you don't want to know the result, I suggest you put your hands over your ears right now or mute it right now if you want to watch the race later. Just because I'm about to say. It was Alex Chittock who won from Joey Vrolick, who finished in second place, with Harry Herdman rounding up the podium. It was a great battle between Alex Chittock and Joey Vrolick, which hopefully should bode well for the actual race. So now you can... I've stopped talking about the CGP3 now, so now people don't have to put their hands over their ears. So it is still Will Essie who leads the way. Just checking messages. So... I'm just going to get my laptop now so I can actually look at the live timing as well. The laptop on my lap. But it is Will Essie who leads the way at the moment. I'm going to put my laptop here. It's a bit balanced here, but it works. And this is where I can get the live timing up. But talking about the Australian Grand Prix, it really did bode well for the season, the Australian Grand Prix did, didn't it, in terms of the actual racing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Saw a lot of action and a close battle there for second place in the end, as Alex Moores had a bit of problem.
Do you think Alex Moores will be desperate to bounce back this weekend after that? And if he can't bounce back, how do you think he'd be feeling going into the season, and the rest of the season?
Well, I don't think he'll be desperate yet. I think it's only one race, but he'll definitely want to at least take second here, because that's what he should be doing minimum each week, really. I know he's unlucky, but he should really be taking seconds.
So looking at everyone's now just looking at everyone's last lap, it's Will Essie who currently is dominating the timesheets at the moment with the last laps, and let's just have a look at, because this is an interesting comparison. So Fort currently fourth, her last lap at 27.4, Jones at 28.2. There might be a bit of traffic involved there, but O'Driscoll at 27.7, and that is on Duran at 27.7 as well. So I think at the moment, well, obviously we don't know quali pace yet here, but I think at the moment in terms of race pace, we're looking at Dork as the second best team in terms of race pace. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it looks that way so far. Obviously, it's only brief so far. Don't know about when the times really start going off.
I am also, because now I do have my laptop open, which I'm going to have for the race. Make sure I have the race. I'm going to get the stream open on my laptop, not my laptop. So I can have a look at the comments, what people are talking about in the chat. Gonna get onto the YouTube channel as well, and also so I can moderate if people are behaving badly in the chat. But very interesting to be looking at Dork's pace, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good news for them. They were outperformed by Coons GP in Australia, so they want to bounce back, be the best of the rest again.
As into the penultimate corner goes Chantal. Of course, Dork have quite a vast junior team now, don't they?
Yeah.
They have a team in KSR Formula Renault, or Formula V8. They have a team in CGP2. We of course don't know who's on their Formula V8 team yet, but what do you make of the way that they've been able to expand their junior program and their junior drivers?
Yeah, it's obviously they're looking at Duran and Hawk have been around for a while now, so they're not going to be able to carry on forever, so they need to have that replacement lined up. I don't think they've quite found someone on their level yet.
They have. Chloe Carter has been waiting for the jump up to Dork for a while, hasn't she?
Yeah, I don't think she's really proven herself as a good enough replacement, and that's why, obviously, I know Shantana have gone now, but I still don't think she's really proven herself yet. I mean, she's did okay last year, but still don't quite think she's, well, no, she's definitely not up to a top drive, but, and that's what Dork are going to be aiming for, so it's not really good for her.
Do you think any of their junior drivers will be in like CGP2 will eventually be there?
Yeah, it's hard to tell, obviously. CGP2 race tomorrow, be able to have our first look at James Chandler. Jade Oaks wasn't brilliant last year, but I suppose if she can get her act together, could be a possible option. But I'm looking at James Chandler as being possibly the best option if he can prove himself in the first race tomorrow.
Yeah, he is very highly rated by the whole of the Dork team. In fact, yesterday after CGP2 qualifying, Hawk said to watch that guy. He is really fast. I mean, in iRacing he was up there, but it's quite a transition that he's got, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big change for him. So we could see how he really copes with CGP2
and also, interestingly, if he actually is going to get some Thursday runs, because Dork are saying that they're putting junior drivers in the Lockie squad. They placed Carter in Lockie. Do you think maybe James could get a few Thursday runs with Lockie?
That could be. See, they lost Shantana, as I said, so Lockie seems a good idea for.
They do have a really good relationship with Lockie now, do Dork.
Yeah.
Obviously, they supply them with engines, but it's going to be interesting, isn't it? So now looking at the session, it's currently ST and Alex Moore's obviously topping the time sheets. Toby Jones in third for Coombs GP, but Chantal Hawk in fourth. The question is, what tyres is Hawk on? That's the question. Just having a look to see if this pace is actually... She's on the soft tyres, so that's interesting. But still not far off Toby Jones, and yesterday Dork seemed to show more pace. So I think that could be an interesting battle this weekend. So you're looking at Willessie in the Anataroka. Now looking at Duran. Running on board with. So 12 minutes left of the session to go. We are seeing some fascinating times there. It seems Anataroka are obviously the quickest this weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're continuing to show their dominance, carrying over from 2015.
I wouldn't say they are as dominant as they were last year, are they?
No, they've still got a gap. It's just that it's a little bit closer, so they can't afford to make as many mistakes maybe as they did last year. But yeah, it's still looking comfortable
Where do
for
you think Quintana didn't score any points in Melbourne? Where do you think they are in the pecking order at the moment?
I think they're really struggling. I mean, they're better than MAT. MAT only got points through the strategy that they pulled. Really working.
And also, don't forget, both Quintanas had slow stops.
Yeah. So it wasn't as bad as it looked in Australia. But yeah, they're still not really that good. I'd say they're definitely behind Masterforce. Obviously Coons GP and Dork, and possibly behind Baronessa as well.
So you're looking at Abby Ledger. How do you think she did in Melbourne before she crashed out?
Yeah, it was looking like a pretty good race for her, and unfortunately she just made that rookie kind of error, so I guess that's what you would suspect.
From a rookie?
Yeah. But she'll be looking to improve it. She's got experience around this track, obviously, in this car from testing, so hopefully that means she won't make a mistake and she can put together a race.
RTS, I mean, they're not looking good today, but they did show some improvements yesterday in practice. Of course, in tomorrow's practice, we are going to have the quali sims, then obviously for qualifying later. So 26.3 Willessie at the moment, 2/10 ahead of Alex Morrison at 26.5. Interestingly, last lap, SD did a 1:27.8, but he did have a bit of traffic. Alex Moore's a 1:27.2, which is within a second of SC's best time, considering that the tyres are going. So that's interesting in regards to the soft tyres, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not much lag anymore. You're not noticing any lag, are you?
No, it's all good.
I was just closing fraps just for good measure. And oops. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully we are back underway. Ever so shortly. I was just closing a few things and it's happened again. I was just closing a few things just to make the stream better quality, and it's caused a bit of lag. It caused it to freeze for a bit. But we're back now. So, sacrificing a few seconds for good quality, I suppose it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll see. Didn't miss out on much. Nothing extreme.
Just a car going around a corner you missed out on.
So apologies if you are offended by not being able to see it.
Not being able to see a car going around just a corner. News. We are filing a lawsuit for CRC for not showing a car going around a corner.
Yeah, he said every session live and uninterrupted in the review of 2015. That was interrupted, I'm afraid.
Only a small interruption. MAT were referred to as immature on the CGP3 Twitter, weren't they?
Yeah. That was a very disgraceful reaction, I thought, from them.
And Joey...
Yes, it was a bit
and
unfair,
Joey
wasn't it?
Frolic, he was not happy on Twitter, was he?
No.
Of course, we luckily do not have elimination qualifying in CRC. Luckily, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not even possible to do. Not even possible to do in R Factor 2. The elimination qualifying. But you don't have to cope with it in CRC. You don't have to cope with it in CRC. Of course, we're not F1. What do you think of the F1 situation, talking about it as I bring it up?
Well, if you want to have my honest opinion, I think it's just ridiculous completely, and the people who run the sports don't have a clue what they're doing. But, they didn't
Apart from
even
the
offer-
GPDA, they know what they're doing, don't they? The
Yeah, but they
GPDA
don't have
are
any
good.
power, that's the problem.
Put in.
The problem is they don't really have any power, they can just suggest things, and that's all they can do.
I wish they were in charge of F1. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? If the GPDA was in charge of F1.
Yeah. Obviously, they could be fully in charge of it, because then the drivers would be running their own sport, but they do have to have a
Like,
little
say
bit of
that-
something.
Like Alex Verts leading F1, becoming F1's shareholder. That he'd be brilliant, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and I think you need stronger control from the FIA. They do run the sport, but it doesn't seem like
It
they
seems
actually
just
do.
Bernie's sport now, doesn't it? It just seems like the Bernie Eccleston Formula 1 World Championship, doesn't it?
And all the teams as well, just running it how they want it.
But it's mainly Bernie be giving the big teams charge. But here's what I think should happen. I'm going to post on my blog about this. F1 is the pinnacle of motorsport. So, it should have every single race on Freeview. It's the pinnacle of motorsport. So it should have every single race on Freeview. And if the company can't pay the money for the whole weekends, have qualifying and practice live streamed on the F1 YouTube channel. And GP2 and GP3 as well. That's what I think should happen. As Toby Jones gets past the Lockie. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
James Allen said F1 does not work on paid TV because no one... Football, there's a difference because there's like hundreds of matches. No one would get Sky just for 20... Apart from if you're an absolutely dedicated F1 fan. You wouldn't get Sky just for 21 races a year. Unless you're absolutely dedicated F1 fans like me.
Yeah, even dedicated people can't always afford it, so...
Yeah, we could, but others are not so lucky, and that's why I'm furious about it. It's good to see that people who do have Sky, not just me, but everyone in the F1 community as well, do care about it. You care about it, don't you?
Yeah, I think, I mean, at least there's still highlights, but it is a real shame for people that they don't get to get the excitement of watching it live. It doesn't help as well that if you do watch the highlights, Channel 4 post on their own Twitter account the result, so it spoils it for you.
One thing that James Allen was worried is going to happen is that the highlights that are shown is something like the MotoGP highlights, which is on like 9 PM on Mondays on ITV.
Yeah, it needs to be quite soon after the race, same day.
That would just kill the sport in the UK.
Because MotoGP, you pretty much always get the result spoilt before you can get to watch it, so...
I mean, say if you're a college student, like I am, when I can't see a race and it's the day before college, I always make sure I watch it. And the reason for that is, if you make your interest in F1 so obvious, which it's hard not to, like me, then someone who doesn't realise that you didn't watch it is likely to say, did you hear about so-and-so happening in the Grand Prix? Well, that's for great strong speed for Alex Moores. did you hear about so-and-so happening in the Grand Prix? Someone who didn't realise that they didn't watch it. And that's why I whenever there's a Grand Prix that I don't watch live, I always make sure I watch it on the day. That's going to become an increasing problem for college students like myself. Obviously, I'll have left college by then, but other college students, isn't it?
Well, yeah, just anyone who works with people
school
who like
as well.
football or something, yeah, just anyone really.
But anyone who goes to work as well. Whether it's university, school, work, anything.
But I think the highlights should stay how they are at the moment, which is usually on the evening of the race, or the afternoon if it's a morning race.
And the highlights aren't bad. I mean, I did actually watch even though I'd watched the Australian Grand Prix live, to check out Channel 4's coverage, I did actually watch the whole highlights of the Australian Grand Prix. And they only skip out like 7 laps. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of moving around there with the Lucky and Abby Leggett. Quite a lot happening there, wasn't there?
Yeah. Lucky there wasn't a collision there.
But
well, there was a time.
as I was saying, as Chantal Hawks headed into the pits at the end of her run. But I was saying, the highlights aren't bad, are they?
Yeah, it's like the only race that I could think of where it is a problem is when it's like when the race time is 7 o'clock in the evening anyway.
And then if you're like a young kid if you're like a student who goes to school the next day, then there's no way you're going to be able to watch it, and then you have the problem of having people tell people what happened.
Yeah, that's the only races that definitely need to 100% be live.
Yeah, at the moment, they're not even live. Like, or Mexico is this year on Channel 4, I believe, but USA isn't. Because evening races should really be a good time, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to CRC. We have 42 seconds left on the clock here in Bahrain. It's currently Woodessie who leads the way, and it looks like he is going to end FP2 on top. Would you say there are any surprises this session? Jack Bull went up there in 5th, we didn't notice.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Of course, came in late, did Jack? Didn't he?
Yeah, maybe he's just getting used to the car now.
Obviously, he had a bad qualifying in Melbourne. But in Bahrain, he might turn it around. I think Quintana should get points this weekend. The checkered flag is out here in Bahrain. So they're all going to probably head into the pits. As Chantal Hawk actually going out on track. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a protest to the sessions being too short. Well, actually, probably for a practice start or something like that. Good pace from Tucson in this session, isn't it?
Yeah, 11th is higher than you'd suspect. That's a good sign for them that they're moving forward nice and quickly. Having only just joined. I've just taken them.
Yeah, they got a point in Melbourne, which they were delighted with. It's a very interesting looking car, that M80 is, isn't it?
Yeah, they like how they've got the green on the steering wheel to match up.
Yellow.
Right, yeah. My own.
As Tucson finished this lap, something going on ahead between, I think that's a Dork and a Speedtech. That was Duran and a Speedtech having a bit of a confrontation there. That was Duran trying to draft past Bex Howie. Bex Howie being a little bit dangerous there. Moving around a little bit. But anyway, that is FP2 has come to an end. It is Woodessie who has ended FP2 on top here at Melbourne. Very fascinating session, wasn't it? Not Melbourne, Bahrain. Very fascinating session, isn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good to see Baldwin up there, mixing things up a little bit in terms of that battle for the rest of the rest.
Yeah. Sorry, there are a few streaming issues, but it's just I was testing a few things, and because I want the race stream to be as good as it can be. But it is Woodley who has ended the session on top here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Just going through the schedule for tomorrow, just getting the wix.com/official up. Getting the schedule up for tomorrow, where we do have FP3 qualifying and a CGP2 race. Got FP3, which gets underway at 12. The CGP2 race gets underway at 1, with the qualifying at 4. And you said you're not going to be here for qualifying, didn't you?
No.
You're going to be here for CGP2, you said, didn't you?
Hopefully, yeah.
So that means FP3 as well. So, but you will be here for the race, for definite, won't you?
Yeah, I'm definitely here for the race.
At 16:00 for the race start. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.